session. Okay, first of all, I would like to welcome you all in this session. And this is going to be a training session. And you might know, understand that we have like lots of problems to enhance our speaking skill. And I would like to mention some of these apps. As you know, like I'm doing the master degree on how can we utilize or use the mobile applications to enhance your speaking skills. Uh, for uh, for the start, we'd like to start with the first five apps or six apps that we have mentioned before. The first one is iCorrect and VoiceScreen, Memrise, IELTS Speaking, and TOEFL 101 and Talk English Standard. So you've got to know that we've okay.
في كم بنت بيحاولوا يفوتوا بس اقبلهم.
Okay. No. No one is joining. Heba, would you please talk to them?
Okay.
Okay, so first, welcome you all in this training session for the mobile apps. And I'm gonna start with the first app. As you can see, I've given you the apps and the WhatsApp group, and you can like use them at home. I just want to ask you about your usage of these apps. What do you think of them? Was it difficult? What is the best app you like, and why you think it's like really good for you? So anyone who's gonna start? Again, I was asking if any of these apps that you have used is like the best for you, and you think it's much better than the other apps.
Yeah, I used the VoiceScreen.
Full
It's
screen.
interesting. Yeah,
Okay.
I love it.
Mhm. So, what
And
things
me, I
did
like
you learn?
What?
What thing did you learn from this app?
Um, Translation
Mhm.
and something else, idioms.
So you think they are useful for speaking?
Uh, no, it's understand listening actually.
Uh-huh.
Listening.
And you can use these idioms in your speaking as well, because listening and speak are integrating skills.
Yeah, I can, but some training.
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you so much, Asma.
Okay.
So who else?
me, I like voice screen also because
Mm-hmm.
he show picture and voice.
Uh-huh. Okay, perfect, Majd. Thank you. So who else?
Yes, for me.
Okay, yes, Inas.
Actually, I didn't try all these apps, just iCorrect and VoiceScreen.
Uh-huh.
Um, I loved VoiceScreen because I knew a new words from the context, understand the words from the context, and try to use this word in speaking.
Uh-huh. I would like to advise you about VoiceScreen, guys. VoiceScreen is an app that will use context, and you can see like we've got situations and real ones that native speakers may use in real life. And one of the best utilization of this app, I mean, how to best make use of this app is try to write down the idioms or sentences you've learned not vocabularies or individual words. So, for example, if you've got to know one of the idioms in English, try to write it down and try to use it in your spoken language in different contexts. And that is the best way. How can I learn from these apps? Not only individual words, but I'm learning phrases, idioms, and sentences. And that will make your speaking really fast, and you're not thinking of every single word you're translating. Guys, this is the problem, and that is like the biggest challenge that we may face when speaking English. You're thinking of every single word. For example, how can I formulate that sentence? So you're thinking of the vocabularies, you're thinking of the grammar. How can I structure it to make it like much better? And you phrase it in your mind, then you speak it. But if you memorize a whole sentence, it's gonna like be a chunk, it's a block. And whenever you're listening to this sentence, just automatically you're speaking it, and you don't have to spend much time on thinking of how can I formulate a sentence. So that is one of the best things. How can I make use of voice screen? Okay, thank you. So what else, guys? Any?
I also use voice screen. It was really
Okay.
great.
Mhm. So other apps except voice.
TOEFL 101.
Oh, mhm.
Yes.
So can anyone tell me any skill like you learned from one of these apps? One of the things you like?
Mm.
To learn new idioms, to listen to English from the native speakers.
Mm-hmm. Good. For TOEFL 101, this would be like a really great app. I will start with it actually. So let's see. So here is TOEFL 101, and you're having some tests. For example, let's start with test number 2. So we have a practice and we have a start test now. So I'm gonna start with practice test. You've got to know like we have 6 questions, and each question is totally different. By the way, in TOEFL, you have something called integrated task. For example, you will learn and you will listen to a recording about something, and then you're gonna read something else, and you will speak about how can you relate what you have heard with what you read. So it's a combination of 3 skills in one task: listening, reading, and speaking. And the same time, you might for example have a piece of listening, and then you could summarize it. Okay, so this is called TOEFL IBT, internet-based test, and
Like eyeless speaking.
this is in TOEFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like eyeless speaking. When I use it to I can improve my listening and reading, can learning a new words and new skills.
Right. Perfect. So Laila, as you said, we'll start with this question number 1. So okay. Now it is just saying what is written, and this is just similar, or like it's going to be like a real test that you will hear, and I will tell you something. So now you've got 15 seconds to think of the question. So like, see, it's counting down, and talk about an important experience that you recently had. Describe what happened and explain why it was important to you. Guys, I taught you something really, really important before. Now, if you remember that we've got to know about how can I like speak, or how can I answer a question in speaking tests in TOEFL, we've got to think of 5 questions. First, what, where, when, why, and how. So if I want to talk about an important experience that I recently had, I would think, what is that experience? Anything, maybe a trip, maybe a wedding, maybe like a party, anything you had. I'll think, when did it happen? Where? Who did I go with? And why did I go there? So you will answer those 5 questions for one question. See, like it is one question, but I will answer 5 main components, like a question tools: what, why, where, who, how, when. So like think of these questions, and at the end try to put your print. For example, you can like utter a story from your own. For example, I might say, from my own experience, or something that I had, or once upon a time I went to, for example, a party with my friends, and like we had like a great time. We were like, for example, drinking some fizzy drinks and so on. Like, see, like you are narrating a short story, and that doesn't have to be true, guys. Like maybe you could invent something out of your mind. And one of the things that I always suggest is that try to think of the questions, question tools, like what, where, when, how, why, and so on. The second thing, try to narrate a story or an incident happened with you. If you, for example, did not come across that thing, yani someone asks you about newspapers and you are not interested in newspapers, try to create, يعني maybe like إنه تألفوا من عقلكم شغلة. For example, I will say, yesterday we went to a party in New York, and we met lots of friends. We went to, for example, the cinema. So now you are like, creating events, creating things or stuff. So can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you. في كمان
Okay, good.
بنتين بس بيحاولوا يفوتوا.
Okay. No. So this is TOEFL 101. Now, once you are done, it will unlock the other tests. So like, see how many tests you have, like 10 tests, okay? This is the first app. The second app I will start with is IELTS, speaking as well. So IELTS, so guys, IELTS is graded out of 9. So for example, if you want to get a mark or a score in IELTS, it's gonna be out of 9. Maybe you got 5.5 out of 9. Maybe you got 7.5 out of 9. Okay, so like you don't have a success grade or a score, and that is the score that I will assess your speaking skill on. Yani every one of you will be given a score out of 9. If you want to know it, that's fine. But like everybody is welcome to just to participate. Now see, this app, if I want to start talking about travel and holidays, see how many questions you've got in this app. Now before that app, like TOEFL app, is a practice, but this one is also a practice before you get the test. See, so do you travel a lot? I taught you something. If you come across these questions, do you travel a lot? That means like I should not answer yes or no, because short answers will give you low marks. See, this is a sample of the answers. You say, regardless my passion for traveling, I haven't been able to visit as many places as I want. To. They say traveling is the only thing you buy. You buy that makes you richer, which I can't agree more. فهنا عندنا مثلا idiom I can't agree more يعني أنا موافق مع هذا الشيء تمام. Though my traveling experience is considerably limited. يعني يا جماعة لاحظوا إنه how can they start? Like they start with regardless استخدم أي مفردات visit to many places with traveling by richer experience considerably limited in comparison with شوفوا كيف عمل مقارنة. It has opened up my world and transformed my perspectives. بتوسع مداركي about life and so on. See, hence لاحظوا كيف المفردات اللي استخدم. I've always kept a bucket list of the places and things I want to see by my side and try to explore at least one of the new places each year to enrich my knowledge. حلو هذا التعبير كتير حلو إنه أوسع يعني أكتر من خبراتي and color my world ألون عالمي. So see now you are learning how can I start answering do you travel a lot. If you answered yes and you stop, that means you're gonna like get a very low mark. Okay. Now here is the topic vocabulary. We're gonna like utilize these words a lot and see travel agent, out of season, وكل واحدة like it is giving you a meaning of that thing. فإنه try to create an answer and making use of these words. I would like to say a breathtaking view. يعني زي ما بنحكي مكان خلاب جدا. So breathtaking يعني كأنه بيحبس الأنفاس. You're gonna see, for example, guided tour, يعني مرشد سياحي. So now you use these vocabs and use these words to make an answer for this question only. Okay, that is what I want you to start with. Another thing. So this is like the vocabulary for this topic, and you have questions here. Question 1, 2, 3. And I guess the questions you come across in the pre-test was similarly taken or derived from these apps. And you will learn the skills. How can I answer these questions? See, here we have mock tests above, and you're gonna find a model tests that is answered by other students. So see, do you like to go to places near water, lakes, rivers, or the sea? See, this is a model answer. We'll not read it, but I want you how to see that the answer is going through. Do you like flowers and why? Another thing, you're gonna find what is your favorite flower? طب هلا احنا مش عارفين شو الفيفورite flower. You can just like create, invent, guys. Like it doesn't have to be true story. Okay. The only thing we care about in TOEFL or IELTS is your fluency or your speaking skill. That's it. Now, regarding the third app that I want you to use is iCorrect. So iCorrect is a really interesting app, guys, and you see, we've got also some questions. So, for example, see like part 2. You're gonna find so many topics. You can select the topics you want or you like to be asked about. So for example, I want like to use colleagues, foreign language, and motivation and start test. So now it is downloading the data. This app is gonna create a real test for you, and so it's just like similar as if you are sitting with an examiner for your IELTS or TOEFL tests. Now, once it's done, the questions will start directly or automatically, and you will be able to listen to the questions as if you are sitting in front of someone, I mean the examiner, and you're gonna answer them. Okay, we're gonna like wait a minute. Okay, see. Now this is the examiner. Now if I want to play it, now, okay. She is now asking this a question in front of you, and you've got 1 minute to think. She's giving you a paper, and you will use this paper to write down some notes. By the way, this is an IELTS test. Describe a person who inspired you to achieve a goal. هلا those questions, who, what goal, and what did she say or said or did, and explain how this encouragement helped you to achieve this goal. You don't need to answer every single question. Yani, for example, question number 1, this person is blah blah. No, that is not going to be good answer. The best answer is to make a whole paragraph out of those questions and to answer them directly. For example, you will say the name of the person as if you are saying a paragraph, or you're talking as if it's an essay. Okay. Now she is moving to another. Okay. Now she's saying that now it's your turn to answer, and now it's recording. See, it's recording below. Once the question is going to be done, it's gonna be finished. I mean, your answer is going to be recorded. After that, the questions will give you, so see, like here's send to examiner or share to community. So examiner, some people are using this app, and they are like checking for your answers, and they will give you, for example, notes on this, I mean, on your answer. For example, it's better to stop here, it's better to use this word. So like they're giving you comments. So they're enhancing or developing your speaking test or your speaking skill. Share the community. You can add some people in this app, and others can comment on you, not examiners. Okay, you get to know this. So we're gonna like don't save it, and we're gonna quit this app now. Okay. Last or like the fourth app is Talk English Standard, and by this app, guys, I would tell you we've got so many interesting things in this app. So first, we've got English speaking basics, and as I said before, you have so many topics to talk about or phrases you might use. فمثلا بدنا نحكي let me. Okay, see, let me plus verb. So let me make my own decisions. Let me offer to help you. Let me open the door for you. So like in the let me, this is a phrase. You can make it. It occurred to me that, can I get something? Do you mind if I blah blah blah? I don't know what to do, what to say, what to for example. So where to go? So like you're using this phrase as an idiom or as an expression to express yourself well in speaking. Type. Now let's move to another thing. Regular English lessons. You're gonna find like topics like greetings, like college, like health, feelings, and so on. If I want to talk about family, so see, you're gonna find so many topics, and they are like similar to conversations. So for example, bank and money. See, you got so many like as if they are real conversations in your life. I mean that you might come across in your real life. And you have business English lessons. See, interview lessons, travel English lessons if you want to like use them in different places, and idioms and the phrases. I like this word a lot, guys, because uh, whenever you're speaking and you're using idioms, that means like you are making best use of this app. Um, and next we've got listening lessons. And finally, you get extra like pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary lists. See how many, like, for example, the first one is like you've got to know like 2,000 vocabularies. Okay, guys, I would really advise you use this app a lot because it's gonna like, you know, enhance and develop your expressions. How can you express yourselves, yourself in different contexts? The last app we have is like Memrise. So Memrise, if we want to open it, I would suggest, because you're using the Pro app to register with your email, not with your don't press on Gmail. Okay. Once you're starting, just click here and download and scroll down and go to the next level. So like I'm in level 7, for example, and level 8, and you can download the whole course. If I want to, for example, start with this one, you will find lots of words: monster, prison, prisoner, cell, crime, swear. After that, you will find sentences. I swear I know nothing. See? By the way, this is a native speaker is saying the sentence with their own voice. And now try to imitate it. And see here, we have a standard English. So we have here a local English and we have a standard English. And once you are completing those phrases and words, you will have a test from the app itself. So say like, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. So like we don't say I don't believe him. Okay. He looked like a monster. Okay. That is for this app. By the way, level 1 and 2 and 3, they are like really easy for you, and I guess you can like use them really easy. But I try to move on to the next level because it's gonna upgrade, and you're gonna find some challenges with the phrases and words you're learning. So see, for example, this is for discussions. Contradict. You must be kidding. That is illogical. To be honest with you, I guess your point of view is contradicting with my point of view. So I would apologize for that. I guess that is the answer. ف you owe me an apology. يعني أنت مدين لي باعتذار. فشوفوا, I'm using those words in different contexts. Okay. Now, this is for the whole apps. Now, we'll check the last thing. I just want to like stop the recording.